right, final day of RLA 2023 right here in Vegas, Madison, Alexander, and of course I have the one and only Jose Rivera from E-Cycling. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. How about you, sir?
Doing good. Nice to have you here. So tell our friends at home what you do while you're here.
Well, we are an ITAD company, Information Technology Asset Disposition. So we take care of all the data-bearing devices that our clients have to discard. Basically, it's a big issue with all the information that companies store on their computers, especially their employees' information. So when the time they need to discard these devices, they need to make sure all that information is properly destroyed. So we take care of that for our clients, so we make sure they don't get into trouble.
So deleting the data is just not enough for one user. Like if I was to go to my phone and I just delete everything, it's still possible to recover some data out of that, right? You have to actually do a very professional process to get rid of that data, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we use specialized software to do that, because in order to provide evidence to our clients that this information was properly destroyed, the software that we use must be a certified software. Because one thing about this industry, most of our clients are regulated. So eventually they will have an audit that they will need to show the certificates that we are providing. So it's important that the software that we use, it's previously certified by any other government agency.
Now, how big of an issue is this for old hard drives? I'm assuming old hard drives, things of this sort, right? Phones. How has there been instances of criminals using discarded devices and using data for bad purposes?
Yes, and actually right now that is one of the biggest issues in United States.
Really?
Only.
Wow.
Because people are just stealing identities all over. So companies usually think that someone from the outside will come in during the night and steal their computers, but actually it's their own employees who are stealing this data and selling them to people that are just creating fake credit cards, and this is happening every day. So this is millions and millions of dollars that companies are losing because of data breaches. So that's why it's very important for all companies to make sure when the time comes that they are removing the computers from their desks, they need to keep track of that assets, especially if it has information, because they are liable for sure, because they are responsible to store the information from the employee, for instance, their social security numbers.
So how does your process work? You have software, proprietary software, I imagine.
It's not proprietary, but yes, we do have various software.
Various software.
Yes.
And then you have you have warehousing.
Correct.
And then do you have and then the disposal? Do you have contracts with disposal companies, or how does that work?
Okay, so we have two locations. We have one in Puerto Rico and the other one is in Dominican Republic. So we provide services in the whole area, meaning the Virgin Islands, the rest of the Caribbean islands, even Central America. So we bring the material to our warehouse, but the logistic process, we track that process, because we need to provide a chain of custody from point A to point B. And we need to provide inventories to our clients of the specific equipment that we remove from their warehouse, and that same equipment must get to our warehouse. After we receive that, we remove the drives, we erase them, it generates a certificate of information destruction, and when we send that back to our clients, so that way they are sure that we provide a secure transportation, chain of custody, properly destruction, so they're clear in terms of their responsibility.
Very interesting, very interesting. So even though on the surface it's already fairly apparent, can you dive a little bit to explain how this process, your solution, fits into the circular economy, like in general, you know?
This is a great question, because basically what we're trying to do is to expand the life cycle of electronic equipment. Because once we take care of the data inside that device, more than 50% of the time, that equipment is still good to go and for another person to use it. So usually big companies will buy technology, and by the end of their warranty, or let's say 3 to 5 years, they just remove it and buy new one. But let's, for example, computers, tablets, cell phones, these are devices that other people can still use for several years. So our mission as a company is to expand the life cycle of electronic equipment. At the same time, we protect our clients because we destroy the electronic information, and also we are helping to reduce the impact these devices otherwise will have on their environment if they end up on landfills. So what we do, we solve 3 problems. We help the environment, we protect our clients, and we expand the life cycles of electronics.
That's awesome. So you're definitely an integral part of the circular economy.
For
without
sure.
a doubt, man, without a doubt. So as you're here, can you tell the folks at home, a lot of people couldn't make it or had things happening, what is it like to be here in person? You know, because we kind of got the tail end of COVID, all of these things. We're here, we're collaborating. What's the experience been like for you?
It's been great, like meeting people like you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I was telling that we are from Puerto Rico. We have our own culture. We have our own way to do business. Here you speak with people from Dubai, from the West Coast, from the East Coast, from South America. So being able to get in touch with people that otherwise you don't see them, you don't meet them, you exchange information, you exchange contacts, you make new friends. So for us, it's been great experience.
So cool. It's been great having you here. So last question, for the rest of the year, you come here, you have some momentum going. What does the rest of your year look like strategically?
Well, for sure, 2023 is going to be a great year. Our expectation from this show specifically is looking for opportunities on the product return market, which is a huge problem. More than 50% of the product that people buy online today end up being returned. So we're trying to help to solve that problem as well. At the end of the day, our objective is to add value. So what we do, add value to other people.
Man, thanks for adding value to this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, thanks for watching along. We are here at RLA, and we'll see you guys later. Cheers.